suppose, firearms legislation is concerned in New Zealand, mainly since the massacre in Christchurch. So to keep you in touch with what is happening, we're running a series of videos. Neville, what about firearms security? Is that one of the major things?
Well, it's certainly one of the frontline things, Rob. The rules have changed quite significantly with regard to that. In the home, it's probably not quite so significant in that they remain relatively unchanged. That is to say that they must be stored in an approved 3mm steel gun safe or a 16mm ply cabinet or a lockable steel gun rack, all securely fixed to the building. And ammunition, we mustn't forget ammunition, that's got to be stored in a separate locked container. And it's recommended that it's a good idea if you store bolts and or magazines separately from the firearms themselves.
I guess that transportation of firearms has come under the spotlight.
Oh yes, absolutely. The first thing about that is that they must be concealed from view, must be, and made inoperable by the removal of a bolt, or if you're using a semi or something else, some other part, or if you can't do that, then you must fit them with a locked trigger lock. And you can get those with either a key turn or a combination lock. I've got both varieties for my firearms. And obviously the firearms and the magazines must not be loaded while you're transporting them. And the ammo must be stored separately in a locked container where that's practicable. Now, quite what Mr. Plod means by where practicable hasn't yet been clarified. So we would recommend that it's a good idea if you secure the firearm to a strong point in the vehicle with a wire strap, and equally good idea if you can to secure that locked container as well.
Those who, like people like farmers, pest controllers and hunters who are on the land, where do they stand?
Well, the rules don't quite apply to them in that circumstance. Provided they are in or close to their vehicle, the firearm doesn't have to be secure while on the land that they are authorised to shoot on. Now, that's a wee bit of a tricky bit. If you're not authorised, then it's the same rules as if you were on the road.
What about firearms in a vehicle? Do you have to be in the vehicle or can you leave it unattended?
First of all, you've got to be out of the vehicle for less than 60 minutes. You've got to remain in the immediate area. The firearm has still got to be secured within the vehicle, and a vital part of that firearm has to be with you wherever you are, and the vehicle must be locked.
A curly one, Neville, what about camper vans and caravans and whatever mobile home you may have when you're on a hunting trip?
I may not, but
for those who do.
Your question is very well asked, Bob. The rules have changed there as well. And in that case, you can only store your firearm while the vehicle is being used for your accommodation. And I think that's clear enough. Your security requirements in that are the same as for your home. And in this case, they must be inspected and approved by police. Now that's in the case of the mobile home or caravan. So before you leave, get them checked.
Of course, if you're towing a caravan, you've got the car to keep your ammunition in, but a mobile one is not so easy. Neville, thank you, but just before I let you go, is there a code of practice or something that people can get more information from?
Yes, as is usually the case, police have produced a glossy booklet on this. The title is Secure Storage Guidance for Firearms and Ammunition. And you can get that from your local cop shop. I beg your pardon, the local police station.
Neville, for those who want more details, is there some sort of a booklet that they can lay their hands on?
Well, yes, that's this book I was referring to just a minute ago, entitled Secure Storage Guidance for Firearms and Ammunition. Police have produced that, and interestingly, they don't charge for it.
Obviously, ignorance is no excuse when it comes to any violation of any of our laws. We just want to make sure that you are fully armed when it comes to doing the right thing.